A couple of you asked me to explain this question that had to do with something being directly proportional. And, it's kind of relevant to like a word problem you might see on the SAT. So I thought, okay, let's relative. You've been working with the idea of being directly or inversely proportional, since, I don't know, algebra 1 maybe, algebra 2 for sure. Okay, a direct proportion is a constant multiplier. So if you have mx, that is a direct proportion because m is being multiplied, a constant is being multiplied by a variable. If you have y equals m divided by x, that is an inverse proportion because the constant is being divided by the variable. I mean, this could be a squared, and it's still a direct proportion. That could be a cubed. It's still an inverse proportion. A direct proportion just means there is some constant that relates these two things to each other, or there is some constant that relates these two things to each other in a inverse way by division. So that's what direct proportional means. It means a constant multiplier. And so I'm asking you to find what that constant is. That's the question. What is the constant? Okay, so let's see what we have started with. We are asked about the rate of change of the volume of the water. All right, so we know that the volume of the water was 1/3 pi r squared h because it was a cone. And we also know that based on the fact that the radius and the height, as we saw up here, were in proportion to each other, then we could understand that this was 1/3 pi times 1/2 h quantity squared times h. In other words, 1/12 of pi h cubed. All right, so that we pulled from part A. Now we're asking about the rate of change. So the rate of change is dv dt, and that would equal 3 times 1/12 of pi times h squared times dh dt. Okay, that's what we have for the rate of change of the volume of water. But we're also told that this rate of change is directly proportional to the surface area of the water. And so dv dt has some multiplier, we can call it m, times the surface area. Okay, that's what directly, there's some constant of a multiplier. So then we just need to plug in what we know to be dv dt, which we just found. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify this, okay? And I'm going to simplify that to 1/4. So 1/4 of pi times h squared dh dt is going to be equal to some constant, and then the surface area equation is pi r squared. Our goal now is to figure out what the m is. So we're going to plug in everything we know and see if we can figure out what m is. So we've got 1/4 pi. H we know is equal to 2r. So we can plug that in. dh dt is something that was given to us back up here, negative 3/10. So we can put negative 3/10. M is what we're looking for, and then we have pi r squared. So we're just about done. We've got 1/4 pi times 4r squared times negative 3/10 equals m times pi r squared. All right, you see that the 1/4 is going to reduce the 1/4. The pi on this side will reduce the pi on that side when I divide. The r squared on this side will reduce the r squared on that side. So we can conclude that m is equal to -3/10 as well as the constant of proportionality. So there you go.